Mga higala, kumusta na napunta niya ito ang tulumanon panglantaw sa kagabihion. Ngayong gabi dahil no, sayo ta karon naka sugod, alas 8:21 pa sa kagabihion. Tungod kay sayo punta na human og panihapon. Sa dili pa ta magsugod sa atong panaghisgot-hisgot ani ato ang tulumanon. Ato sang i-shout out kini ato ang mga likers, natay upat ka likers no. Kanunay gini silang nag-like si Revelyn Lagata, Revelyn Apabli Lagata, Marilu P. Faustino, Fia Luna Flores o Verlan Sofia Joy Alcacid. Daghang kayong salamat sa inyong pag-support ng atong tulumanon paglantaw sa kagabihion. Ito pong gipasalamatan ang Chef Cook Company, no? Nga nag-support ani ato ang tulumanon paglantaw sa kagabihion. Good evening, mga higala. Tonight we reflect on a painful truth about nations, about governments, about societies. A nation does not collapse because of the strength of its enemies, but because of the corruption tolerated within its leaders. History shows it. The Bible confirms it. The law warns about it. Nations fall not mainly because of external threats, but because of the wrath that grows inside, tolerated and even protected by those in power. Enemies outside can wound a nation, but corruption from within poisons it slowly until it dies. Mga igsoon, when a building collapses, it is not usually because of storms outside. It collapses because of its foundations are weak, because termites have eaten its beams, because decay has been ignored. The same is true for nations. Armies outside may be strong, but if leaders are honest, just, and courageous, the nation can stand. But when leaders themselves become corrupt, when they steal, when they abuse, when they betray trust, the nation collapses even without a foreign invasion. Look at Israel in the Bible. When the kings walked with God, the nation prospered. Under David, under Josiah, under Hezekiah, the people were strong. But when leaders became corrupt, when Ahab sold himself to do evil, when Manasseh led Judah into idolatry, the nation failed. It was not Babylon's strength alone that destroyed Judah. It was Judah's corruption. It was leaders' betrayal of God and their people. Proverbs chapter 29 verse 4 says, "By justice a king gives a country stability, but those who are greedy for bribes tear it down." History also teaches us Rome was not defeated overnight by barbarians. Rome collapsed because of its internal corruption. Leaders drunk with power, officials selling positions, citizens more concerned with bread and circuses than with justice and duty. Mga higala, corruption tolerated becomes corruption institutionalized. And once corruption is the system, collapse is inevitable. The Philippine Constitution itself recognizes corruption as a threat. The principle of public office as a public trust, Article 11, Section 1, means that leaders must act with integrity, responsibility, and loyalty to the people. Yet what happens? Leaders enrich themselves. Laws are twisted to protect the powerful, and scandals are forgotten because people become numb. Corruption is not just stealing money. It is stealing hope. It is stealing the future. Think about this. When a mayor diverts funds meant for schools and hospitals, it is not just money lost. It is lives betrayed. When a senator receives bribes for contracts, it is not just a transaction. It is the death of public trust. When voters tolerate corruption because of money, food, or entertainment, it is not just a choice. It is planting the seeds of collapse. Mga igsoon, dili lang ang leader ang sala kung dili nato batukan. Silence in the face of corruption is also corruption. This is why prophets like Isaiah, Jeremiah, Amos, and Micah thundered against corrupt leaders. Micah chapter 3 verse 11 says, "Her leaders judged for a bribe. Her priests teach for a price, and her prophets tell fortunes for money. Yet they look for the Lord's support and say, is not the Lord among us?" God despises leaders who twist justice and hide behind religion. And Proverbs chapter 14 verse 34 reminds us, "Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin condemns any people." Look at modern times. South Korea imprisoned presidents for corruption because the people said, enough. Singapore rose from poverty to prosperity because of strict discipline and zero tolerance for corruption. Meanwhile, nations rich in natural resources collapse into poverty because their leaders tolerate and normalize corruption. The strength of enemies cannot defeat a nation that is internally righteous, but corruption from within will destroy even the strongest. Mga kahigalaan, we must ask ourselves, do we tolerate corruption in small things like giving bribes, cheating in small ways, tolerating dishonesty in daily life? Do we excuse corrupt leaders because they belong to our tribe, party, or family? Do we keep silent when injustice is obvious because we are afraid of comfortable? Remember, corruption tolerated is corruption multiplied. Mga higala, let us not be deceived. Nations collapse not because of bombs or foreign arms. Nation collapse because of betrayal inside. Leaders who abuse, citizens who tolerate, people who remain silent. The Bible, the law, and history all cry out. A nation does not collapse because of the strength of its enemies, but because of the corruption tolerated within its leaders. So tonight, the choice is ours. Do we accept corruption as normal, or do we demand integrity? Do we stay silent, or do we speak? do we allow leaders to poison the nation? Or do we stand for righteousness? Proverbs chapter 29 verse 2 says, when the righteous thrive, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people groan. Mga higala, the groaning of our people is the sound of corruption's way, but the rising of righteous leaders, the courageous citizens, can still save a nation. So, may we never forget the true battle of a nation is not outside, it is within. Kini ang panglantaw sa kagabhion diin ang kahayag, mudan-ag, bisan pa sa kangitngit. Kini inyong higala alagad og igsoon, Jeremias labaho tubigon. Sa makausapa mo ingon, nga sa atong pagpangandoy ug matarong nga katilingban, ang kamatuoran gayud ang atong suga. Ug sa kangitngit sa kasaysayan, ang tinud-anay na pamunuan, ang labing hayag na paglaom. Daghang kayong salamat sa inyong pagtanaw, pagpaminaw. Shout out Ate Mirian Aligado Pabiran Undalok nga nagtanaw kanato karon. Kini inyong higala mo ingon sa makausapa, ang Dios magapanalangin ug magapanalangin ug magapanalangin kanatong tanan. Mayong gabi.